So this is my targeting and torture for February 7th, Tuesday. So I came to make some breakfast right in my kitchen, and I'm gonna show you what they did in my food. So you can see that's the hair they placed in my food, okay? Now this big hair, this long hair popped up in my, I was making like omelet for me. So what happened was they have made issues about me buying the chilies that are like jalapeno style, but it's not exactly jalapeno. They are like baby jalapenos, so they are thinner and they are longer in size, okay? And so I was chopping that, and they've also made issues with the white eggs because, right now, I've always, for all these years, I've always brought brown eggs. It was my doing. It was me who was bringing it. They never told me, right, with their programming. But because now it's not available, and the ones that are available are so expensive that I'm not going to buy those expensive eggs, right? Like $7, $6, $7, $8, whatever. So in the morning when I used to come to make boiled eggs for my hubby, like at 5:30, they will have the cockroach place right here, and that is XFBI Agent Giral Sauce B, okay? The cockroach will just pop out from here, and then it will like go again in like when I'm ready to make my boil the eggs. So they've already made issues with the white eggs. So now I'm making not only white eggs, and so I said in my mind about the jalapenos. Oh, so now what? You're not going to make any issues about jalapenos? Because, that's what they already made issue when they pulled my eardrum, right eardrum, when the very first time I brought like 2-3 weeks ago. And then they had given me probably ringing in my right ear just for that jalapeno. Then you don't want to make issue about that particular jalapeno. Oh, you will not bring that particular chili because the Indian long chili that I used to bring, even that has become so expensive, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with the one that I ate, So, but just because, like example, yesterday they made issue about the carrots, right? Why are you putting carrots in the curry that you're making? Because the recipe, nobody was using carrots, so you're not supposed to use carrots, okay? So, yeah, this is the kind of BS they do. And so now, I chopped the onions and peppers and I sauteed. There was absolutely nothing in the pan when I was sauteing. Then my hair is tied up, okay? Like it's tied, like it's, there's no way such a long hair can fall, from my head because it's tied. Like it's just not possible. Now, so there was nothing in there when I was sauteing. Then I cracked the eggs in the bowl, 2 eggs, right? And then I add salt, pepper, and then I add some milk also a little bit. And even then I didn't see any hair inside. Then I'm like, fluffing it up, like, just breaking those eggs, and still I didn't see. And even when I'm pouring the eggs over the sauteed like onions and peppers, I did not see anything come out, like such long hair. Like, you think I can miss that long hair? No, obviously no. So obviously, once I placed the entire batter in the, the eggs, beaten the eggs in the pan, there was absolutely nothing. I did not even see anything in the pan. Then I closed it. And when I was ready to flip, I opened it after like 2-3 minutes, right? And then when I was ready to flip, that's when I noticed, oh, so now they have placed a hair inside, and they can do it by witchcraft, okay? And why this is witchcraft? Because the moment I took the first bite, after the omelet was ready, they put the stone in the omelet. The stones that they have started to put lately, it's very like less than a mustard size. Small, but I can tell because it gives like a crunch, like a sound that it makes, and the crunch, the bite it gives me, I can tell it's not a normal thing. So they've been putting some kind of a small stone that white, and usually it's like whitish pinkish, I don't know, white color, but it breaks and it's not salt. I tasted it again, I took it out from my mouth and I put it back just to taste it, but it's not even salt. So obviously there's some kind of stone, and all this thing has started just recently. So, and while all this, let me tell, while that all this was going on, about the jalapeno thing. See, even right now, because then they know what I'm about to say. They were giving me this shooting needle pain in my right side of the abdomen. Anything on the right side means, oh no, don't do that. Don't use this jalapeno. Don't use this white egg. Okay? They want to make an issue about this particular pepper and this particular, and they want to show their dominance over me. So now, okay, now you eat this entire omelette that is laden with your hair, or whoever's hair they placed inside. So just the way yesterday I uploaded the video where they took out my 2 eyelashes, but they cannot be mine because my eyelashes are full, and this is what they used to do in 2017-18, where sometimes the eyelash will just appear in my eyes, okay, out of nowhere. It will just appear. And it's so bizarre that it just appears in my inside my eyes, and sometimes it will just fall off on my hand or on my cheek, or and so it was literally, I had to make a Ziploc bag where per day they used to remove 8 to 9 eyelashes. And so I collected for one entire month, I collected that that Ziploc bag. And then I went to my optometrist, and then the guy looked at, checked my eyes and all that. And he said my eyelashes are full. Just imagine if, say, they are removing, I don't know, I'm just going to take round a figure, like 10 per day. And there are 30 days, so 300 eyelashes in a month. What do you think is going to show up on my eyelids? Like, obviously less hair or probably no eyelashes at all, right? But the doctor said my eyelashes were full. So obviously somebody else's eyelashes was falling in, right? It's obvious. Or like falling in my hand. What they used to do is, like, say they don't want me to make, so for example, the very omelette I made, right? Now they don't want me to make that omelette or serve that omelette, especially like serving, okay, to my hubby. So this is the mat, and they will just place the eyelash here, either inside the plate, like on the side, they will always place it on the side, or on the mat somewhere, eyelash, okay? And I have not even been on that mat, and that is where my hubby sits, and it's just bizarre that it will just appear there when I will go to serve him, okay? So this is what the devil has been doing, the FBI, CIA, military, with their 300 witches and one military base, as Pastor Billy Crone has said, NSA, DARPA, Washington DC, and yesterday Thomas Horn, I was reading the entire book, and on Zeitgeist 225, and they were saying, he was saying how this is occultist America, and the obelisk and dome was obelisk, the Washington Monument is like the testicle of Osiris, the Egyptian god and sun god, and the dome is the womb of Isis. And so in the Egyptian mythology, Osiris was killed by Isis' brother, who was like jealous or something, envious, and then and Osiris was packed up in some kind of box. He was thrown in some Nile River, but then Isis got him out. But then again, this jealous brother, he stole the body, and then he chopped into pieces, 14 pieces, and again he threw it in river. And then Isis collected 13 of the pieces, but the male organ was not retrieved by Isis. It was swallowed by a fish. So what she did was she made this obelisk, and she impregnated herself with the reincarnation of Osiris, and the son was Horus, okay? Well, that is the mythology he was talking about. And so the Washington Monument is nothing but the obelisk or the male organ of Osiris, okay? And the dome is the womb of Isis. And so there is this sexual thing going on where they invoke the energy of Osiris, and it rises from the obelisk and it goes into the sitting pharaoh or the sitting president, when he takes oath. Anyways, and how the entire seal on $1 bill, that was all laid out by Thomas Jefferson, and all these, they were Freemasonic Antichrist people, and how there is a number 13 has been used repetitively, probably like 7-8 times, or I don't know, yeah, at least 7-8 times in the entire Great Seal. And the 13 people thing, it represents 13 colonies, but no, it actually represents 13 bloodlines of Illuminati. It represents 13 these body parts that Isis had collected of Osiris, and there's a similarity between the Vatican obelisk and even right now they started to twitch as I'm speaking, they started to twitch right here. So while they're twitching right here, it's not twitching, it's like, I don't know, it's something, feels like something is crawling here. So see how they stop doing it the moment. So let me complete it. If you see it, okay? If they twitch, you'll see it. So 13 represents this body parts of Osiris, and anything on the right says like, no, don't, it's not that, it's not that. They don't want to tell you the truth, because see, all this was laid out by Freemasonic people, okay? So you want us to understand that this is all coming from Antichrist or Satanist people. It's so they cannot deny when they start crawling here on the right side of my knee, okay? So 13 body parts, 13 bloodlines of Illuminati, and so there are 13 stars. The eagle has 13 wings, or 13 feathers or something, and then olives that he's holding has 13 leaves, and the arrows are 13, and the stripes are 13 stripes, and you can just look up the $1 bill. Okay, moving on from there. So basically they back then in 1776, when they were preparing all this, and 1790s also, he was talking a lot about those times too. Whenever they made the seal, whenever the architect was done, because I think in 1790s they did the architect of Washington DC, and that is all laid out in the broken pentagram, which they even use in witchcraft, black magic, he was saying. And so so all these architects, even they were Freemasons. Even the Statue of Liberty that you see, the torch, lady holding the torch, is the torch of enlightenment that these Freemasonic or Illuminati people believe. And the French sculptors who made that sculpture, I guess, even those two were Freemasons in France. So obviously there's a lot of Freemasonic Antichrist thing going on, architects and sculptors, and the Declaration of Independence and the making of the Great Seal. Everybody, all of these are Freemasonic Satanist people who were involved in human animal sacrifices, who were involved in witchcraft, black magic, who were involved in orgies, parties, and prostitutes, and calling some children 12, 14, 16 years at night in White House during Ronald Reagan time. So all this Thomas Horn is exposing. However, let me tell you what they did yesterday night. So yesterday night, they gave me 3 different dreams, okay? So the very first dream they gave was of, I'm in a house, It looked like some very old house that you probably seen, rural third world countries, like say, I don't know, India or Afghanistan or Iraq. I don't know. It's very weird house they had shown. So that was just a tank, and from that tank was coming out a big pipe, and I don't know where exactly it was going, but it was kind of giving some kind of fuel, and I was outside the house doing something, and I knew like, oh, it is about to get filled and I have to go inside. And so I think the fire had already started, and so the emergency responders came, and they try to blow away the fire and all that. So so I don't know. And then they woke me up, and when they woke me up, excuse me, they gave me I need to have my water. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so they gave me 3 twitches on my right side of my back. They twitched the same knee, they were. And then they started to give me some electric shocks on my head. And I'm like, so what? And even like when I remember what had happened was my hubby came inside to sleep because he sleeps usually late at night. So he came and I was already asleep, but I kind of woke up a little bit and they immediately started to give me electric shocks on my head. I'm like, what? So he's coming, and I don't know why, but they had to make issue. Like I said, they want to make issue about anything and everything. Like I said, how they made issue about this jalapeno peppers and the white eggs, right? And what is going on? Don't forget, Dr. Richard Boylan said that the Delta Force at Area 51, who is doing Operation Stargazer, they are doing super interrogation of star kids. This is how they super interrogate and do torture, by torturing, right? So when they want to make issue about hygiene, they are the very ones who will have the cockroaches and they will start crawling on my white spaces and the washed dishes and racks and everywhere on my mats, drying mats. And they will place hair in. Yesterday also they placed a small hair, like this small hair in the curry, right, the paneer one that I said. They placed that hair right next to the carrots and peas because there was nothing, and my hair was tied up. I had a ponytail. There is no way the hair can fall. And the from the 4 burners I had, it was on the back side of the burner I was cooking, that curry. It wasn't even in the front one. So I cannot lean all the way back for my hair to fall there. So I never had this, but like I said, when I took the first bite of that paneer curry, they gave me stone. So now you know how the synchronization is going on. Yesterday, hair and the stone in my first hair in the curry while I was preparing, and then the stone in my mouth. Okay, at the very first bite. Same thing they did today, but it was a long hair. Now they want to make issue so long that the so long hair I showed you, they placed it in my food, that now we're gonna make issue of a white egg and we're gonna tell you to behavior change, we're gonna dictate you, we're gonna make you to control you, we're gonna control you by doing all this, by spoiling your food, by giving you stones in your mouth, by putting hair in your food. Okay, because that's what Kanye West said. Kanye West is just a pawn. And he said, everybody they can control Madonna, they can control X, Y, Z, but they can't control me. So basically he was trying to tell to people like me, because then there is Almas Jacob, who is again the next Illuminati guy, who will take up that news and who will then start showing to, because they know that I'm watching Almas Jacob. So I've made so many videos and I've already sent it to CIA Robert Duncan, and I've posted it many other Facebook and YouTube and everywhere, right? So these people, and they're monitoring me anyway, so they know that who I follow, who I don't follow. They and that is how they're able to 24/7 continuously tell me what to do, what not to do. Anyway, so with that dream, they wanted to make issue about the food again. They wanted to make issue, so probably they had this kitchen kind of on fire or something, and literally the black smoke was coming out of that. So obviously they again want to make issue about the same thing, trying to make me feel guilt, because don't forget they gave me a right cheek burn and it was red. I took the picture, I already uploaded that video. Then I again went back to sleep, and then again they woke me up by giving 3 electric shock on my head. Such a sharp electric shock those were. Three initially it was 3, and I think once also they gave me on my head, and then along with that they started to continuously that crawling thing, or it's a very weird sensation they give me here. So why they were continuously then started doing it for hours, they did it for hours, okay, and so to continuously disturb so that I do not sleep. But just before waking me up, the second dream they had given me was of I'm in a school or college or somewhere, and my classmates had posted my photo. It was a big poster that they had placed on a wall, but it was displaying my so my legs are like wide open, and some white color underwear is seen. That is what they displayed, okay, in my dreams. And I was feeling very guilty, like how can somebody do like this? And now they are giving me shooting needle pains on the right side of my abdomen as I'm speaking all this, because I'm exposing them, right? And so I'm wondering because see, their dreams are not just random. Sometimes it's random, but when they give a particular dream, there is link to everything what had happened previous night. So what had happened was, this is my YouTube channel here, and so right knee twitch, meditation, raving engine, burning fingers, Tanutsudan, and then provoke to expose my private life, body, and constant torture, Tanuj, and meditation. So I had uploaded these 2 videos yesterday, and here I'm showing my right leg, but I had to roll up my pants until the knee part, because like I said, how they was crawling, they do something right here in this area. So while I was meditating, Tanuj actually said that you feel which body part is you feel tight, and you need to relax that body part. So I was feeling tight when I was sitting in Pilates position. So I stretched out my legs, and the moment I stretched out the legs, they started to give me crawl here on the right side of my knee. Oh, don't stretch out your legs, you have to do proper meditation, right? And this knee part was really actually hurting from continuous this Pilates position I was sitting. So I'm like, okay, let me stretch out, because I think that wasn't as important. So anyway, so they wanted to make issues. So for 1 hour 40 minutes until when I was trying to do meditation, the start they started to have raving of the bike engine, and at the end of the meditation video they had the raving of the bike engine. But here I'm displaying this, I'm provoked. Look what I'm provoked to expose my private life and my body, because see, right now I have to tell all about my private life. Now I have to show everything. So they are provoking me to do all this. So now to further this, they give this kind of dreams about sexual thing, okay, that now look, people are now exposing your private parts, because I said how they're exposing my private parts. So now they were doing the same thing in my dream, that look, people are now exposing your private part. But it was underwear. I was wearing some white underwear, but I was wearing like a frock or something, and when I was on some platform, and when I was trying to get up, somebody like who was walking past in the hallway, they took my picture of that area, and then they made a poster, big poster out of it, and they displayed it. Okay, this is what they were showing in my dreams, and along with came guilt and all that. And so I'm like, okay. And then they woke me up, and they actually woke me up so that I remember what is going on. Okay, they actually woke me up for this thing. So 3 times they gave me electric shock on my head. They started to same crawling on the right side of my knee, and yeah, that was but the right side of the knee thing just continued and continued for, I don't know, half an hour, about 40 minutes, I don't know, but it was quite a long time that they continuously kept doing. Okay, then I again went to sleep, and then the third dream, oh, now they are giving me shooting needle pain on the right side of my abdomen too as I'm speaking. The third dream that they gave was okay, I can't remember the third dream that they give. So if I make I know I'll definitely make videos, because see how devil is now increasing its attacks on me for this very little stuff, for carrots, for the Indian spinach that I used yesterday. Immediately placing the stone in my food. So all these are new kind of targeting, because they used to give me a lot of these cuts on my bodies, and they have reduced cuts, and even the insect activities, all this was going on, even with the insect activities. So say if I am chopping jalapenos that they don't want me to use, then they will have insects around in my on the floor. Usually centipede or millipede will immediately like appear, that, oh, you using that, don't use that, immediately they will appear, and I never had this kind. So I have like such a big house, and from entire house, the only place that it will find is either where, if I'm in office, it will show up in office. If I'm in my bathroom, it will show up there. If I'm in my bedroom, it will show up only in my path. Wherever I go, they have to show up. So this was going on a lot with the weird insect activities, which have stopped for 2 years. But whenever I speak about something, so for example, they had stopped giving me these cuts ever since I started to watch Almas Jacob's video, that is October 2021 onwards. They had stopped absolutely giving me. But the moment when I was uploading all these videos talking about my targeting, the moment I said that they used to remove my eyelashes, they used to give me all this. So now here and there, immediately, I think within just 2-3 days, they started to give me these cuts again. Okay. But they had completely stopped these cuts for almost a year, I would say. But just because I said it, so same thing they did with the lights. I think in one of the videos that I said, oh, no, they were bursting out the light bulbs in my house, all for same thing, dictation purpose, nothing random, all for dictation purpose. And so it happened immediately. Very next day, or within 2-3 days, they bursted out the bulb in my bathroom. Okay, just for dictation purpose. Oh, you do this and you don't do that. Okay. And they also bursted out the light bulbs of the tube lights of the 4 tube lights. Okay, 4 at once in my garage. Yeah. Why? Because I turned it on, but I didn't turn it off because I was in the kitchen, right? So this is the weird BS that these people continuously make. And if I tell the story of about light bulbs from 2017 onwards, 16 onwards that they've done in my house, it's like whole another video. So yeah, even at the third dream, they gave me that dream, and then they continuously kept crawling something in the right side of my knee, continuous. And of course they woke me up too. So yeah, so they will not even let me eat properly, or even see. Yesterday they put the hair in the curry, but even my hubby ate that curry, right? So imagine they are actually serving this kind of food now to us. So when Almas Jacob is saying that in future when they completely control human beings, that they are planning to do, and that is what Thomas Horn says, that they are waiting for their savior who is the Antichrist, and they are preparing the way for Antichrist, and they already have been doing it ever since they had the great seal on the $1 bill. And it's only when you understand the mythology and the Freemasonic symbols and how it all ties up for the way to for their Antichrist to come and take over. If they were doing all this since 1770s, okay, for so many years, then you know that these people really have problem with the light ones, the chosen ones who have this kind of light. So devil is really increasing its attacks on us, on the pure souls, who are the truthers or who cannot take this evil and devilish stuff that these people are doing. So the more I speak, they do it even more, and their attacks even grow more and more and more. So now they're not even letting me sleep at night. They're giving me all these dreams after dreams. They're done to wake me up so that I remember, and they give me electric shock on my head, and they start twitching my muscle at the same time to tell me that, oh, here is the dream we gave you, and, and it is in synchronization to what you just did the previous day. Okay, so this is the BS that goes on. And yeah, so we have had to eat these kind of food with hair that was placed via witchcraft, because it's not random. The very first bite I took had stone, so now it's not random. And my hair is tied up, so there is no way it can fall. So yeah, now they want, and they have been making issue about the jalapeno, and oh, you will not use that pepper, we have problem. Doesn't matter, I have to use just a little bit in some, I don't know, curry or some Indian lentil soup we make, or in any other stuff that I might be using, like omelette, whatever. And these peppers, when I eat it, they are not as spicy. you know so I don't know, but like I said, they want to make issue about it. The baby ones I'm talking about, it's not the big jalapenos that you see in market. These are the baby small ones, so they are not as spicy. Very rarely I do find some spicy. I mean, it's chilies, right? The same thing with the Indian long chilies I bring. Some are spicy, some are not. Like, you cannot tell, right? It's chilies at the end of the day. It's not like the same for everything, for all of it. So, but like I said, it has this little bit of, and now you see how much explanation I have to give for this little thing, that the issues that they keep making and making and making. So yeah, even today morning when I woke up, and they continuously gave me the twitching on the right side of my knee, that they will not let, because see, now we are continuously, now they are giving me poking needle pain on the right side of my abdomen. So they continuously give this, pain, 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 and pain. Well, it's not pain, the continuous twitch. It feels actually ticklish. It doesn't pain. It feels very ticklish. It's like something is like I'm like crawling. I don't know. It's very weird the way they give me right on that knee. It actually feels ticklish. But it's very annoying when they continuously keep doing, right? And so whatever issue they wanted to make about it. So yeah, here the FBI agent Gerald Sosby, my stalker, Robert Duncan, criminal, Suja Vijay and Jibbins, Dr. Stephen Greer, Billy Crone, pastor, Almas Jacob, Sachin Clark, pastor, NSA, DARPA, military, Delta Force, Dr. Richard Boylan, Yuval Noah Harari, who says that human beings are hackable animals, and then his master, what's his name? Klaus Schwab. All these are criminals, okay, absolute criminals, who's running the Hollywood, of course, Hollywood, Bollywood. Nothing is holy about Hollywood. So, and then I watch all these people, YouTubers, who continuously expose, like, say, Grammy Awards, like they expose all these anti-Christ thing, in their even Grammy Awards, the way they dress or the way they perform shows or whatever, they always try to expose how anti-Christ reign is coming up. And even in the statues that they put up in the New York City, where the lady is having this Baphomet kind of goat's horn, why would the Pakistani sculptor who made that sculpture would put a horn, like of a goat or a Baphomet? So, I mean, they are doing it right in front of our eyes, and it's the Antichrist reign, and they're preparing the way for Antichrist, and tomorrow they're going to control everybody. Whoever will be left, their depopulation agenda is on, so whoever will be left at the end, they'll control just the way they are controlling me. They'll control for their food, for their money, for their everything. They're gonna get controlled. But I'm just like, I think the kind of a what do you call, like a precursor or a preliminary experimentation target or whatever, I don't know, of what's coming in future for all the human beings. So these people are gonna do whatever they want, absolute total control. That is exactly what Devesh Kumar Pathak was saying, and I think either he's an Illuminati guy himself, because he talks that, oh, I got all these dreams back in 1990s, I got all the dreams. But all the things that he's talking about, a lot of it is written in Bible. So I don't know if he has read Bible, or if he's like a Freemason or something, like I'm sure they teach all this, like, and all the aliens thing he's talking about in future that is coming. There will be total control. There will be, you cannot try to think even to rob or anything. So, or you will be immediately given what do you call punishment. So how they do it with me, right? Oh, you're gonna use eggs and jalapenos. Now we're gonna punish you. We're gonna put white hair in your, the hair in your eggs, because now we want to make issue about white eggs and jalapenos. Okay. So this is exactly what Devesh Kumar Pathak was saying, that in future, when these elite wants to control all the human beings, even for their food, for the way they dress or they work or they play or whatever it is, this is exactly how they will do it. Either by placing stones or thing in their food, or by pulling their ears or giving electric shocks to them, or I don't know, whatever it is. So, but all this is coming for the regular human beings who is probably watching or listening to this. It's all coming. So it's not like, oh, you are like immune to any of this. No. You're not.